The stories we make today would not exist without the wondrous tales of the dreamtime of First Nations people that inspired us as children. We acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners and storytellers of the land we record on today, and would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging.
Hello and welcome to Avatar: The Book of War, an Avatar Legends real play podcast. The story of 4 teens seeking balance in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas and I play FANG, the Foundling, he, him, a runaway from the Earth Kingdom who made a new home in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets.
Should I do the dun 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 again?
No, I don't think so. I think we've done the done. I hate myself. Let's move on. FANG.
You got a real future in
yeah,
this.
I know, right? FANG. He's a little bit of a fun guy, fun-loving guy. I think it might be a little bit detrimental.
You're a fun guy.
I'm a fun guy. Yeah. They call me. I'm a big old mushroom.
Do you want to make that canon?
Moving on.
Please. Oh my God. My name is Lucas Lee, and I am playing TOMO, the Razor, he, him, a lost boy turned smooth criminal who prefers wits over violence and his dumplings steamed, not fried. But he has no problem bending the rules to get what he wants. And you want to know a little bit more about him?
Yeah, sure. Only like the stuff you'll find to share.
He's never nude. Like you, so look, it's not
never nude.
He's never nude. Like every time you look at him, he's always in a robe or something long and flowy. Even when he's like going to bed, he's wearing pajamas. Even when he's going to the showers, he's got like long robes.
He's the guy at the beach, like still fully clothed
pretty
in
much,
the ocean.
and like a towel wrapped around his head. Like he's usually has like a really long ponytail.
Does he get sunburnt really easily?
Maybe. I mean, he's like he's quite a pale dumpling.
I'm mildly triggered because my housemate is watching Arrested Development like en masse. Every time I walk into the kitchen, it's on. Never watched it before, and she's like, "This is so good," and I'm like, Why would anyone deem to be like, never dudes, that's a real thing? Then Lucas comes along. It's just like, well, my character. Next he'll be blue jeans.
Hello, my name is Georgie, Hazel, and I am playing NURO, the Destined. They, she, he, whatever floats your boat. A child from the strange and beautiful foggy swamp, forced to leave with the threat of war. But stranger things might have followed them. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm already all about this kid.
Have we heard back from the Duffers yet?
No, we have not. No, they did not answer my email.
Yeah, this kid's a funny one. I don't know. A little weirdo.
Yeah, a little weirdo. Exactly.
I love it.
So good.
My name is Ted Darling, and I'm playing BANJI, who, despite only knowing these people for a week, 2 weeks, is the long-suffering guardian of this group. He, him. He's a defector from the Fire Nation Army who chose to instead use the strength that he has to protect the vulnerable. And actually, the last episode was the first time he's seen firebending used in a way that wasn't warfare, and so he's feeling a little bit good about that. He's like
a little bit positive about his prospects.
Yeah, he's kind of like, I don't have to be a murdering monster. Excellent.
Love that for him.
My name is Ash Cooper. I still don't have a fun name for what I'm doing, so I'm in charge. That's
the Goose Monkey.
The Goose Monkey. I'm not going with Goose Monkey.
I vote Goose Monkey.
I also vote Goose Monkey.
Goose Monkey.
This is not a democracy.
Goose Monkey's the one to beat him.
Until we get a better suggestion from the audience, it's GM Goose Monkey.
I mean, I get to pick who gets the prize, so think good monkey.
Good monkey. All right, let's get into it.
The sun is definitely more than just above the horizon as it comes across the water. And you see all the sparkling along the glittering sand and sea. And you know that this boat was going to be aiming to leave at first light. What do?
I scruff up my hair. I spend the most time of everything I'm doing about getting ready is fixing my hair. It's like scruffing it up perfectly. And then I slap on my fitted vest over my robes, and I'm like standing by the door like, let's go. Come on.
I'm a little bit more leisurely about it.
I'm literally yelling at Tomo, who's just like sauntering around the house slowly.
Sudi is like on my back. She's like braiding my hair into that lovely long ponytail.
My God.
Jesse, write down merchandise advice.
I'm dying for this spider mouse.
I'm looking a little more earthbender today. Like I'm wearing kind of more green, like travel clothes, a bit rougher clothes. We're going on a boat trip. This is gonna be fun. I gotta be prepared. So Tomo's like, but purposeful but slow and calm. Drink sipping tea.
Come on.
If anyone was looking in Banji's room, they would see him kind of like sit bolt upright, slam the door, and then an inhumanely short amount of time passes and the door opens and he's fully dressed. Trimmed with like military precision. Like it's honestly as if, you wouldn't know what happened. And then he walks up ready to go.
We said about 17, right?
Yeah.
I like the idea that like there was a touch of stubble, door closes, it's gone. Like, it's missing.
Exactly, yeah. And the hair was wild. Now it's in the like proper top knot, just like perfectly trimmed.
I can't even find the kid. What the
I just
heck?
appear out of nowhere carrying shoes, and I stomp up to Ban. I nearly called you Banjo.
Your hook?
I stomp up to Banji. That's your name, right?
Banji.
Stomp up to
Banji?
Banji.
I'm glad you have such a connection, you two.
I know, right?
Both as characters and in real life.
I stomp up to Banji, hold them out, and I'm like, do I have to wear these? Today, do I have to wear these?
I'd sort of grab the shoes and I push NURO over onto a couch and just immediately start like tying the shoes onto their feet. Like not even waiting for an invitation. I'm just like grabbing their leg and just shoving the shoe on and tying it. And
You got to get it past all the mud that's baked on there.
somehow there's mud there, like from first thing in the morning, just like getting that off and shoving these shoes on.
Came out of their hair.
Yeah, true.
By the spirits, can we leave?
I gotta make sure I got my fish. Have you seen my fish here?
Not seen your fish, NURO. I haven't seen your fish. I'll find the fish. I'll find the fish. I'm going to do a roll and finding the fish.
Sweet matcha. Who wants a sweet matcha?
I think this is guide and comfort.
That is not good.
So you're rolling with harmony.
That is a 5. I can't find.
Oh, actually, technically it'd be help. It makes much more sense. So, well, it's still 5. It's just
Still,
helping.
it's not great.
No, it's all good. So it's a 5.
5.
You as you're looking for it, you're just like, must find fish, must crunch.
I found the fish. It's not. Look, I can get you. How about when we get to Omashu, I can get you like a nicer, bigger fish that will
They
fly in the sky without your help.
Tomo, you know for a fact they only sell squidfish this time of year, like here on this island.
I'm just sipping.
Not spilling anything.
NURO says nothing. Just holds out their hands and takes the broken toy.
Okay, I'll get you. I will get you a new one. But we need to.
I
go.
walk out.
I know.
Walking out.
I know the sun rising is not traditionally audible, and yet somehow you are all aware that it is going up further.
I run out of the house. Now we're all here. Let's go.
You definitely dash out of the quarters that you have been staying at. I feel it's like just renting like a beach house type situation. You're like, oh yeah, we can all stay here, which means that you're relatively close to the docks. And you see there is one final boat because all the others have left before first light has come up. And you see a very, very well-dressed man, somewhere around his, probably about 35 odd. He has a sword at his hip and has an air of Superiority is a strong word, but it is definitely a word one might use to describe this fellow. I think he sees you all scrambling and is just like, I see you're it then.
Hello. Spirits. Boat. Omashu?
Definitely them then. Come on.
Oh, yes.
And he gets on board. And you can see he is visibly frustrated at how late you are. And begins casting off and going through. He also, you notice this particular vessel is actually coal powered, which implies, BANJI would definitely know, implies his Fire Nation.
Is the boat metal as well?
No, the boat itself seems to be made out of wood, but it's a very dense wood by comparison to some of the other boats you've seen, which are a little bit more cheaply made. Normally, waterbenders will help propel lighter wood overall. This case, it is a much more solid wood. It almost looks like it's got almost a glossy finish over it. It's very fancy, very, very fancy. As fancy as the outfit that he's wearing.
Captain, where's the kitchen?
I don't think you've ever been so ignored in your entire life as he sort of looks at you and almost fluidly just like reaches past you to grab something that he needs and continues. And what do you call it? Like it's like a furnace, but a rotor, but some
A boiler?
boiler sounds really excellent. Thank you very much, Ted.
Well, it has water in it, so then the boat doesn't catch fire.
Yeah, that's definitely how that works.
Yeah.
It's magic, it's science, it's whatever. And yes, the boat starts tugging away as he goes to the Helma yacht? The steering wheel.
My friend Tomo, I think you'll find we don't get on a ship, usually of this size, we get told when food is available to us. And we all eat at the same time. It's very regimented. But you can't really... You don't understand anything I'm saying, do you?
Totomo's just like staring at you and like wondering, what? We can't eat?
We will eat when...
But there's food.
Yes, there is food.
There's food.
Correct. Very good. We can't eat that until we're told we can.
Good thing I brought snacks.
Very good.
Squid fish?
Yeah, absolutely.
Squid fish.
I was about to, that's definitely
Oh,
triggering.
shit. I grab the squid fish off Tomo, and then I look at NURO with those massive eyes, and I slowly hand it over. Sadly,
It's just a slimy squid fish.
yeah.
It's fried. It's fried.
Right?
It's fried. Desiccated, like, covered in salt and pepper and chili and garlic and ginger and...
I'm just looking at it because I haven't had breakfast, and I'm...
Does Tomo take it back?
No. Tomo has more. He reaches into his cloak and just brings down another one.
I get the feeling that if the kid's not even going to eat, just going to play with it like, fish.
Yeah. Like, I can't make this swim.
No, you
Throws it in the water. No! Swim!
Bonji, do you want this?
No, you should eat. You've had a traumatic morning.
I don't want to eat.
Eat.
I want my fish.
Banji just shoots a glance at Minfang.
Okay. NURO, come over here. Come on. Okay. And
What?
NURO sort of gets down, like, to the kid's level.
Don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing to you. I just want to speak to you person to person. I'm so very sorry that I broke your fishy. And I didn't mean it. It was an accident. I was stressed out. Please eat the fish.
Well, okay. Since you're so sweet.
Thank you so much. Banji, can I talk to you for a minute, please?
Aye, let's go.
There's not a lot, like, as in, this isn't a huge vessel, by the way. It's not like a pleasure yacht. It's like, we'll go to the other pool.
we go like 5 feet that way. Oh God, the kid hates me. What have I done?
She's just been through a lot. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Good. Now that that's out of the way. This is a fiery vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts? Are we safe?
What are you trying to say? Of course we're safe.
Okay, I just wanted to know. Like, I was just a bit. You were the one who was like, "Oh, we got to be careful," and we've got to be careful. I'm just, I don't know, making sure.
That wee child, their safety is my priority, all right? If it wasn't safe, I wouldn't have got on this boat.
Okay, all right.
There's one way to be sure. And I took my head just so slightly so Sudi comes, crawling out, and I turn to her and go, "Have a look around, little Sudi. Tell us what you know." And I send her scurrying off, and I want to... Is there a role I could do to like...
Yeah, I think this is probably rely on your skills and training, because... no, let's go with assess the situation. I think that's where we're at here. If you want to make a roll using creativity.
Creativity again. Ka-chow. That is a 5 and a 3, so 9.
9, excellent. So with assess the situation, little Sudi sort of crawls around, and you can determine how this works, whether they find something or poke something, or where they might be looking. How does the spider mouse communicates. It just points like five limbs, like yes. So one of these questions: what here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What is my best way in, out, through? Or who or what is in the greatest danger? Well, I understand that a lot of these don't necessarily apply to this situation. You can sort of vary it up a little bit, but those are the rules for assess the situation. So the people playing at home, when they hear us say something like that, they're like, "Oh yes, I remember."
Great.
Like, what should I be on the lookout for? So I'm looking for red flags. Like, are we carrying a bunch of weapons? Are we carrying refugees in cages? Like anything that's...
So I think
nefarious.
that in this case you send Sooty to see if there is like a below hull area, which there is, and it is full of crates, but it doesn't seem to be anything particularly descript. One of them.
I'm sorry. I just thought of how we're getting this information from Sooty, and it's like all 4 of us are standing around Sooty, and they're doing like charades. And we're all just yelling at the spider mouse, and we're like, "Is it this?
2 words, 1 word."
She has little hands. She can mime like stuff, and she could point and things, and
Hold on, wait a second. So you're telling me on the end of every spider mouse leg is a little hand?
Imagine like a centaur. Like, right, so the front,
the centaur part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
She's got like a mouse.
animal.
Hey,
This is how.
don't be
merch.
specious, okay?
Don't be
she didn't decide. She didn't choose to be born this way, but she's got what she has, and I love her for it.
This podcast is all about equality.
Too many legs.
That's a lot of leg.
It's a lot of leg. You will, in some way, we'll just develop this over the course of the show. It's fine. It's a cartoon told in podcast form. Use your imaginations. So there are nondescript boxes. Definitely, the spider mouse can't read. There are words on them. There are pictures on some of them. Ultimately, none of them are banging, rattling, making noises like "help me, please." So there's no evidence of people smuggling, but there is some degree of transport occurring.
All right, seems like we're not the only precious cargo here.
Well, I wouldn't say we're precious.
You just hear how bold of you to assume.
I mean, he said it. Wow,
wait,
you
this
just
is
said
all-
that to our faces.
This is with an earshot of the captain.
It's not a big boat. I think as you're all standing around the spider mouse making the gestures, it's like he's looking. He's like, "Oh yeah, so we're looking underneath." So he started listening.
Hello, Captain. May I ask your name?
It's Piandao.
Piandao. Good captain, Piandao. Hello,
Just Piandao.
Piandao. How long till Omashu, or the outskirts of Omashu, or wherever it is you're taking us?
If we get a good tide, we'll be there by the end of the day. But the reason we wanted to leave early is because these waters are infested by pirates. I don't know if you know much about the island we just came from, but it's full of them.
I did forget that.
General rule of thumb, they tend to sleep in. So the later we leave, the more likely we... And as he says that, you see, like... you see the flame... just like...
Oh, you don't say. What does a pirate ship look like, Piandao?
He sighs and he goes, does anyone have any way that we can attempt to try and outrun them? Otherwise, they've got the jump on us. They're in our way.
Well, shoot, I'm a waterbender.
That's great. They will have waterbenders as well.
Min, you're of the water persuasion, right? From the way you know.
I spent a time in the Northern Tribes, yes.
Great. So we have two waterbenders, Captain.
No, not a, not that. Sorry.
You see him like take out his sword and fling it, and he starts like looking at the edge, and he takes out a piece of silk and just starts like, this might sound weird.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's my alarm.
This guy.
That happened last time as well.
Bundy's like, I set it for the wrong time. I meant to set my alarm 2 hours earlier. You see him sharpening his sword with a piece of silk.
Banji sort of snaps to attention and he walks up to the captain. He's like, Captain, my name is Banji.
The name's Piandao. Quit calling me captain.
I can't do that, sir, I'm afraid. Captain it is. I'm a firebender and I'm here at your service in any way to expedite our journey to Omashu to protect my party. What can I do?
Aye.
He sort of looks. This man doesn't look like he's ever smiled in his entire life.
That's sad.
I mean,
Poor Piandao.
poor Piandao. And he looks and he says, "Think you're going to warm up? I imagine we're going to have a fight, unless once again someone manages to find a way that we can avoid that ship."
Well, I have an idea. What's the engine on this thing? What is it? Like, I know it's not wind powered. Is it like steam and water? And because maybe Banji can add some juice to it.
It will absolutely explode.
Okay. Say NURO.
To quickly explain how this works, coal goes in, fire burns
I'm
coal.
certain it's interesting. We'll get there eventually. NURO, maybe like...
Yes,
Gotta go fast.
gotta go real fast.
Gotta go fast.
Like real fast.
So fast, I'll buy you so many fish.
So many fish. Well, hot damn, let's go.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Do I just...
Naruto run away?
I'm like,
Yeah, everyone back home, I'm just...
Arms out.
Arms out.
I just watched Naruto running on the deck, and I'm just,
Well, I'm trying to propel this...
Rely on your skills and training. Roll with focus.
Great. 3.
3.
Oh no.
Whoa.
My...
So I get to make a hard move, which is something that's very bad. And you're just like, let's go! And you splash water everywhere as you throw your Naruto arms behind you. And all it does is splash into the boiler and put out the fire that's currently there. The boat just stops.
Well, I'll get my rope.
Well, damn.
Almost like if a boat could make a facial expression, you see like from a chibi like perspective, the boat you're currently on goes, oh, and you see the other boat go, oh, and just turn and go, oh, and start heading towards you at a speed that was even faster than before. It's like,
All right, I know exactly what I'm doing. Is there some? No, that's not wind powered. There's no mast.
Damn it! There's a mast on the other boat. They do have rowers, but in this particular case, they got a good old fashioned.
How far away are they?
Very close now.
Cool.
And is it just us and Piandao on our boat? So it's just like,
That's it.
Popsicles.
Captain, does this vessel have any weapons?
Like, He holds up the sword.
Come on, man. Surely you must have something that we can use to defend ourselves.
He holds up the sword. He does. Look, he looks more like irate than he does worried.
Cool.
As the pirate vessel approaches, it is pretty banged up. You see as it's getting closer, it fires a warning shot off the bow. I think that's the fancy word to use of it just goes across, and it's like, yeah, we could have hit you if we wanted to. It definitely happened. Just a big rocky cannonball. Fancy name for that. So it comes. It's
Just cheer up. Thunk. Splashes in the water.
canonically metal bending doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
so-
No, you
Um,
can still
so-
shape metal without metal bending.
yeah, I know, but why would you fire a cannon when you could just have someone literally
Yeah,
go
that's true.
"Huh," and punch and
They just got rocks on their ship.
they got rocks?
The more
They-
rocks they shoot at us, the faster they get.
Very true.
That's the worry. And you see on the deck there are about 5 pirates, 3 of which you absolutely recognize as
These clowns.
Buster, Boster, and I'm just going to tell you right now that the other one of them goes, "Hey, look at that, Buster! It's the one that got you!" And as they point to Tomo, and they go, well, look who's come crawling back. I mean, look who's on a smaller boat than ours with no discernible weapons except for that fella holding a sword. Oh, do you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? You haven't got the jump on us this time.
Can I do something?
Yeah, anyone can do anything.
NURO waterbending again. Searches for the seaweed in the ocean and finds clumps of it. Just brings it out and dumps it on pirates.
I like the idea that this just happens.
I'm just doing it secret. They're just talking shit.
which is funny because I was expecting just spirit bomb. You're just standing there doing nothing, and everyone's just like, "What?"
I'm just doing
and,
this.
And eventually, one of them looks above and goes, "Oh, what is that?" As it's like,
drips, just
and it just splashes like,
seaweed on them everywhere.
"Yeah, the hard way it is. Yeah, the hard way it is." And they begin to take their bending stances. They have what is known as the high ground.
High ground.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone wants to try and leap over their heads. There's no lava. Is a good space to be at this very moment. So I think that this is an encounter. So the way that encounters work is that we describe varying bits and pieces of this fight. It goes a little bit differently from what you expect. It's not like D&D where you just throw, I roll, I go to punch, I hit or miss, and then I wait 6 seconds. An exchange is a brief, like, combat overall. A punch, a kick, a burn, a dodge, a weave. Like, think of it from a pretty perspective. I got no other word for it. Can't someone give me a word? Think of it from a visually striking exchange of blows and
Dramatic?
Narrative heavy.
no.
It's more. I think it's like there's less less number crunching. It's more like a narrative conversation about what's happening based on the results.
Not what did you do, but how did you do it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very much how did you do it. So it's not just like, yes, I throw punch, and done. It's like, no, there's a flurry of blows. They dodge, they dive, they weave, I kick up. And so that sort of thing, yeah? An exchange is not just one thing, it's multiple things. So it works in a few different steps. There are 3 different bases. One is defend and maneuver, one is attack and advance, one is evade and observe. So they have to choose one of these things, which will determine the turn order. Once we have that outlined, there will be this exchange overall where they can choose either a basic technique, a learned technique, or a master technique. We'll get into more of that a little bit later on. Ultimately, what I need from everybody is, what stance do you want to take?
I will be taking defend and maneuver.
Defender maneuver.
I'll take advance and attack.
BANJI will take defend and maneuver.
Okay, so the 3 named characters so far are going to be an exchange of themselves, and usually it's one-on-one. We don't have Pokemon rules. There is no bending that is stronger against one style or another, so don't think that that's going to sway the force overall. Then there's the 2 out the back. So it doesn't mean you can't gang up on one, but generally an exchange tends to be between sort of a pairing off, so to speak. All right, so in the defend and maneuver bracket, let's start with Jesse. What have you got?
I am going to seize a position. I'm going to pull out my rope. You said their ship is wind powered, it's got a sail and
it's
mast?
wind powered.
I'm going to pull out my rope. I'm going to give it a spin in my hand and whip it up onto one of the crossbars of the mast and yank and pull myself up and swing over to their side and try and seize their position. So I'm going to roll with focus. It's a 7, so a mixed success.
That's okay. So you can do one basic technique.
Yep, I'm going to seize position.
Or one master technique. So yes, that is the basic technique. So that is absolutely.
So I move to a new location, engage/disengage with the foe. I think I'm going to engage. So I'm drawing some of the people on the boat's attention. Any foe engaged with you can mark 1 fatigue to block this technique.
Okay.
But I think I'm only just now coming into an engage.
Yeah, I don't think they were. That was the case.
So yeah, doing that same pincer maneuver they did on us in episode 1.
Yeah, I did. That did not end well for them though.
No.
Just so you know.
I'm built here.
That's fair. BANJI.
I got rope.
BANJI, you're also defend and maneuver?
Yes. I'm going to do a technique, divert. I don't have to roll for that, do I?
You do.
I do?
Yeah,
Well-
we have to roll for every stance.
You have to roll for every stance to see how we do.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm rolling for my stance first. It's a 5 and a 6, and my focus is 2.
Yeah, that's a super good one. So you get to choose one from the list. You can mark a fatigue to use learn technique, which we don't have any, unless you do. Use one practiced technique, which I don't think you have any, or you can use 2 different basic or mastered techniques. So in this case, where you were saying, do I do this and do that? Yes, you can do this and you can do that.
Nice. So I actually do have a learned technique as well, because we get to choose one, don't we?
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Awesome.
You could do your learn technique, which makes it a practiced technique. So if you want to upgrade that, it will cost you 1 fatigue, but you only get to do the one thing. Alternatively, you can choose the basic maneuvers from the cards, the list, the pile that we have, or your master technique that you begin with.
Okay.
And/or.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll use the master technique, divert, which if anyone gets attacked, any of my allies get attacked, when any ally within reach suffers a blow that in an exchange, you can suffer it for them. You can also use retaliate this exchange, deal an additional 1 fatigue each time. So I guess that's a readied action. So that say if
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. So as soon as combat happens, BANJI sort of stills, and it's almost like his training takes over. The leg slides out, ready to sort of jump in front of anyone who may be attacked, but he also sort of brings his right hand around, and as he does, a jet of flame shoots out and hits the sails of the boat. He's trying very hard not to hit any people, but he wants to incapacitate this boat.
That's a really, really great way to talk about this exchange. It's like, yes, focused on this, is doing that, and has sort of that flame ready to go so that you've got that retaliate that you can inflict on other people, to ready that action. Excellent work, A+.
Thank you.
Tomo's up next.
Sorry, because I've just realized I have a master technique called lure.
Okay, well, you need to roll your stance first.
So roll my stance.
Roll my stance.
That is 2 6s. That is 2 6s. That is a 12.
So you get a stance and you get to do one of the other things as well, should you so desire. And tell us about lure.
Lure. You put a foe off balance by luring them in. Name a foe you lure. If they don't attempt to either inflict fatigue, conditions, balance shifts, or negative statuses on you by the end of this exchange, they must mark 2 fatigue. If they do attempt to harm you in this exchange, you become favored for the next exchange. So Tomo wants to squeal, and he wants to run below deck as loud as he can. The idea is
Can we get the squeal?
Pirates! My favorite part of that is actually watching Lucas do like quotations of pirates. I don't know that he meant to do that, but it was great. Quote pirates. Right? Yes. Who are you trying to target this one at?
the meanest looking pirate.
The big one?
The big one.
The big one.
I'm
Okay.
going for the big one.
Okay. The big one goes, well, look, the lady looks very mean. She looks like she's got that cruel smile about it, like, that little curl in the side lip. But the big one.
The one that has history with me.
Oh, no.
episode.
No, that's
someone else?
the most average. The most.
Oh my God! No. Big one. Big one.
The big one?
Big
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Big one's like, and he's definitely ready to lay chase. Excellent. That is great. You also get another basic move.
So lure him in, and I guess I want to retaliate, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that makes a whole lot of sense.
Or with the way I describe it, do I have to seize a position because that's moved to a new location?
I think that in this case, you're planning for it to be advantageous, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think if you view this as an advantageous thing, then yes, that is going to happen. You're like, aha, I'm going to move down there, and whatever you have a plan for, then you would be using no, you don't even have to use a fatigue for that one. That's ready. Yeah, perfect. Done. Excellent. You have seized an advantageous position, and I reckon you're about to be favoured. Okay, so at this point, advance and attack. We will start with Georgie.
I have to roll. Yeah.
This one, it is passion.
5.
Well, it doesn't quite go how you hoped it would, which is it's par for the game in this particular game. Yeah, you can shift your balance. If there's something you really, really want to do, you can shift your balance away from center, or you can, or I can tell you what happens next.
No, I want to shift.
Okay. So currently, are you dead center with your balance?
Yes.
What are your 2 principles?
Patience and determination.
What are you shifting towards?
Determination.
Okay, excellent. I feel what happens is as part of your seaweed slime drip down, some of it just splashes on you, and you sort of go, huh. And you we see this determined wipe, just the wipe away, and or through this
Finger just.
Yeah, through this slime monster of seaweed that's dripping off you, all we see are the determined eyes. What is the advance and attack you want to do?
It might be strike or pressure, but with the seaweed, I wanted to.
Just a quick correction for those playing at home. I stuffed up. You can only use a basic technique because you failed. But strike or pressure both apply.
Okay, basically, I'm NURO waterbends and wraps some seaweed around their necks and basically just yanks them over the boat. Is that okay? Is that basic enough?
I mean, I'd say that's above basic. So
Which
What do you
one is that though?
strike?
you can pick one of them
One
to do
foe.
it too, and then they're marking fatigue, or condition or a balance away from their center of their choice. Or you can put in a bit of extra effort and choose which one you want to do.
I'll just strike one foe.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're not picking that. I get to pick that.
Yep.
Perfect. So this doesn't cost you fatigue, which is nice. One of them is going to shift their principle. I'm not going to tell you what that principle is, but they are one step closer than they were. That brings them to advanced attack. The big fella who goes basically cannonballs himself down onto the boat and lands with such a sort of wave that no one gets a chance to hit and just runs straight down. And we'll get to that in a second. In the meantime, we also get the earthbender. He lifts up what looks like one of those stone cannonballs and goes to smash it down. I guess it's going to BANJI. You see that they're doing it with focus, so it'll be Mark 2 fatigue.
I had a retaliate active.
Yes. So pretty much as that comes up, it means that they must also do get a fatigue as well, right?
Yeah, they inflict a fatigue on themselves.
Righto. Okay. So yes, they strain and they realize that you're in the flow of movement, and it goes to bring down on top of your head, and it just they just you sidestep a little bit. They're like, oh, hold on, I need to change this. So you see beads of sweat begins. That's harder than I expected as these rock chunks come flying at you. So a little bit of an exchange across the board. Down, this fella starts looking around. What did Tomo do once he came downstairs?
Came downstairs, find the nearest dark corner, step in, and the flowy robes, my tonfas are hidden behind my back, pulling them out and readying for strike.
Okay.
Basically preparing an ambush, knowing that he'll come down. It's like knowing exactly where he's going to come down.
Yes. In this case, it's going to be some degree of pressure. You cannot defend or maneuver next round. Like he looks around and he goes, "Trying to run away? I'm gonna get you this time, unless you're ready to fight." Piandao decides that he is ready to go. He sees the one with flaming knives, and in a very, very graceful motion, just maneuvers himself up. You see him just leap off of the side of his boat and kind of Jackie Chan his way to the top, and he's standing there, sword at the ready. We have two below deck. We have two of our players on the deck. We have a player and an NPC on the pirate ship. There are currently 4 pirates on the deck of the pirate ship. The earthbender is focused on BANJI. The big waterbender is ready just to smash, or attempt to smash TOMO. The two, I think, have focused on Jesse, the two unnamed ones, and the one with daggers is ready to fight against Piandao. What do? Does everyone want to continue this fight in its current way, or do they want to try and do something different? Exchanges work that we don't have to keep fighting specifically. It is a bustle of action, and then there's a bit of a break. So
Look, they're pirates. Like they ain't giving up. So neither am I. I'm advancing and attacking.
I'll have what he's having. Advance and attack.
Let's get him.
Evade and observe.
Advance and attack.
Yeah, boy. Get him.
It's time to bring the flame.
Violence.
Flame on. Legally distinct. Fire on.
Ignite.
all right, that's great. Currently in defend and maneuver, everyone sees Piandao just take one step back, and he holds his blade slightly like at the hilt slightly higher, and he is ready to do what he needs to do. Just because this is the order that I wrote it down in, Jesse, you're up.
Great. I'm going to roll my stance with passion. That's not good. Oh my god. That is a 3 on the dice with a 4 total.
Well, damn.
So I'm going to...
You can shift your balance to still do a basic maneuver, or you can get ganked.
So my balances are unity and heritage. I don't feel like they apply in this situation at all. I literally swung onto a boat and tried to fight them, and I didn't do well. So I'm not going to shift my balance. It doesn't seem narratively right for me. I think I just take it. Whatever. Like I start swinging my rope to get into the fight, and I throw it forward at one of the mooks at the back.
Yeah, I
well.
think just a splash of water just hits you in the face, and you realise you're like, oh wait, there was a whole second one there. At which point you get punched in the face for the other one.
No, I think I do it. He just steps out of the way, and my rope just like lazily falls, and I'm like, oh, and then I get splashed in the face. I'm like, my hair, and then I also get hit again by the other guy, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the negative status stunned. So next action, you're just engaged with these two and doing very, very little. Lucas, I think you're next. Hold on, where's my list? There it is. Yes, Lucas.
Yes. Okay, so rolling for stance. I have Mind of Steel, so I'll be rolling with Focus instead of Passion. That's a 6, but with Focus that makes 8. Just a good old strike.
So they are likely to take 2 fatigue. Alternatively, you can force them to do something else.
No, 2 fatigue's good.
2 fatigue's good?
Let's see what this guy's got.
Okay. You come just swinging out of the shadows. He fell for your ruse. This wave and this oh no, they're gonna get me. You are ready to go.
I am the Iron Mantis fly.
Georgie, it is your turn to do something mean to one of these people. Roll your stance, please.
9.
9? Okay, you can do 1 basic maneuver or 1 master maneuver. I like that you picked the exact time that it was your turn to put something in your mouth and chew it.
Yeah. I'm really great at timing.
Seaweed. Nom.
Num, num, num. Yeah.
Treat for our listeners at home.
I will be editing
You
as
ain't
much of
trying-
this sounds out as possible.
It's delicious. Anticipate is my technique. Study a nearby foe to learn where their momentum will take them next. Declare the approach they are tending towards. In the next exchange, that foe must use that approach or mark a condition.
Is that an advance and attack maneuver?
No, I think I swapped to evade and observe.
Oh, I
No,
missed.
they said evade and observe.
That's okay. I absolutely missed that, which means that we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Which is
Is it easier if I just stick with the fence?
No, you were on evade and observe.
yeah, you're an evade and observe. I just went too early. BANJI, you're on. I see what I did. I've written you down twice for reasons unknown. You get 2 turns. No, BANJI, what do?
Again, with intense focus, BANJI just sort of sweeps his hands out and like shoots a fist forward, and like a big gout of flame is going to come out and attack or head to. And I got to roll my stance first.
You know,
That's
I mean,
what I gotta do.
this is what you're doing. It's just whether it succeeds or
Yeah.
not is the thing.
6.
The flame begins to sputter as it's on its way. You could probably push yourself more towards self-reliance. Trust, wherever we're at. Whatever. You're right, dead center at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. I think it's more the training in his mind. He sees an enemy and he shoots a fire, but then because he's sort of trying to give up the injuring people, like it's the thing of like, I'm a guardian, not a soldier anymore. He sort of, as the kind of flame comes out, he sort of realizes what's happening and opens his hand, and the fire only makes it sort of halfway because he doesn't really fully commit to it.
You absolutely get like the earthbender sees this. It's like,
Damn it.
He's even wearing the armor, and like you hear a couple of sniggers, like, yeah, armor, yeah, because I don't. That's what moogs do, right? Yeah, get him, boy. Good
Yeah,
job.
boy.
Get him,
Wise
boy.
guy, see?
Yeah, see?
In the meantime, the firebender goes to lunge with one of her twin daggers towards Piandao, and Piandao just flicks it into the ocean. Like, makes it look so unbelievably effortless. It just flicks it, and then the other one he just flicks above his head into his other hand. And all of a sudden the fireman is like, looks down, almost comically like, wait, what? And he sighs. The earthbender is going to attempt to shift your balance in terms of it's just that laughter. In this case, it'll be denying a call out. Or resist shifting your balance. So pretty much that laughter is going to be a case of, look at this vibe, but it doesn't know what it's doing it anyway. Like, did you get that off your dad? Like, no, I only got it off his grandma. Grandma fights better, yeah. And so, yeah, pretty much they're attempting to shift your balance. So, in this case, you are rolling. Mm-hmm. Just straight up rolling.
That's a 10.
Okay. On a 10, you get to choose 2 of these. Clear a condition or mark growth by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift your balance towards the opposite principle. Or learn what their principle is if you don't already know it, which you don't.
And I can do 2?
You can do 2 of these.
I'll learn their principle.
Survival. These pirates are all about surviving.
Survival, cool. And what was the first one?
Clear a condition or mark growth by immediately acting to prove them wrong.
Yeah. I'm going to do that.
Nice.
Okay. How are you proving them wrong?
Murder.
Hearing this laughter, I'm just like, that's where you're wrong, pal. And then just snap my fingers, and like a little bit of flame flings off the sail and onto his jacket or like his shirt, and just kind of sets his shirt on fire.
Nice. I think he's like, so, and he starts patting it out. And as he's patting it, the rock that he was suspending above his head just drops and clonks him. And he looks very, very dazed in this process.
Nice.
So we flash on through down to the kid, who has once again chosen to eat something at this exact moment.
I'm fine. Mouth empty. Ready to go. Okay.
Oh, we already rolled your roll, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes. So
It was a 9, wasn't
it was a 9, and it was. See,
it? You were choosing your mastered ability.
Anticipate. I want to anticipate a nearby foe.
Okay. And so that sort of predicts what they're going to do next turn.
Yes, and in the next exchange, that foe must use that approach or
Whi-
mark condition.
Which foe are you anticipating?
With the no knives. I guess that's the no knives. No knives.
Sally No Knives.
Sally
we'll call
No
it.
Knives.
Sally No Knives. It was Sally Two Knives just a moment ago.
Are they a bender?
They are a firebender.
They are a firebender. Okay. They're going to start sending fire our way. Firebender.
Oh, throw it on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Righto. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. The no knives, it's like, well, I'm going to do damage to your boat. So that absolutely tracks.
Yeah.
Perfect. We are about to roll into the final general rule of thumb. Encounters go in threes. So we're about to roll into the final.
I forgot. I was favored in my last. What does that mean?
Favored. I have a magic card here that tells...
From my successful lure, I was favored because he responded to me.
You are buoyed by circumstance. Choose an additional basic or mastered technique in the next exchange, even on a miss. So you get to do something else as well in your advance and attack. Good membering.
So I could do another one.
Yeah, do another one.
Pressure. Pressure. Intimidate him. He cannot defend a maneuver.
I like that you've just completely turned the tables because that's what he did to you. It's like, oh, I'm going to pressure you into not doing a thing. And then you're just like, I pressure you into not doing a thing.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here.
I like that that's the approach you took. And in the meantime, I'm thinking, my, how the turntables. So final exchange.
I'm stunned. So it says, I'm caught off guard. I can't act or respond for a few seconds until I steady myself. I think Fang's going to be angry for a second and he's just going to fix his hair, flick the water out of it. Right. You're all dead. And that's him getting out of stunned.
Okay.
And that's me for this exchange.
I think that makes sense. I'm just going to speed that particular one up. They just continue to throw punches, and I feel that you're dodging well enough.
Yeah, I think I'm just occupying their time. They punch at me, I pull up one of my little knots, and they punch that instead.
I'd say
cartwheel out of the way.
it's mark your condition. What condition do we mark here? Just
angry. I'm angry because they ruined my hair, and now it's ruined for the rest of the day.
And you only just did it.
I only just did it. Fury.
Like an arrow. Okay, so for all the players that actually get a turn this turn round, who's doing what?
Advance and attack.
Advance and attack.
Defend and maneuver.
Ooh. All right. Georgie, you're up first.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Actually, I want to go advance and attack.
Okay. Doesn't bother me.
I'm changing it up.
Sorry. I know.
Lucas, what do?
Amateur. Rolling. Stance. Kwaya. That's another 12.
What?
This guy.
What do?
Pain. Lots of pain. Actually, wait, sorry. No. Pinpoint thrust. Can I do a learned technique now?
Yeah.
You can. If it's a learned technique, so this is not a bad time to use it. Mark 1 fatigue and it becomes a practiced technique.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. So I'm going to mark one fatigue and inflict 2 fatigue on him, and he's impaired.
Yeah, in this particular case, you just hit, needle, whack, prod, needle, whack, hit, and you he just falls over. This big fellow just does not make it.
There's a darkness that comes up in me, like nobody else sees this, but between you, me, and the audience, there's something unpleasant happening here.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement to make. In this moment of darkness, you sort of catch yourself and you realize he was knocked out about 5 hits ago. You didn't have to hit him another 5 times, but you did.
Yeah, I shudder a little bit and step back and look upwards and try to assess what's happening up on top deck.
All right. Speaking of, we'll move to BANJI.
Okay, cool.
Do you also want to kill a man?
Knocked out.
He's not dead.
He's just sleeping.
No, but
He's not dead until he doesn't move for a day. And then it's he's dead.
Oh, he's not moving for a while. More in this case, do you want to unleash your darkness?
Yes.
Oh.
So I'm in advance an attack. I'm going to roll because if I can, I'd like to try and do a learned maneuver. A 9.
So 9, you can't do a learn maneuver. You can still do a basic or mastered.
I will do a basic. I'm going to use smash. So I mark 1 fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment, possibly inflicting or overcoming a fictionally appropriate positive or negative status.
Tell me about what's going on.
BANJI is feeling pretty inflamed, for want of a better word. The kind of the feeling that he got from combat, it's almost instinctual. So now that kind of has happened, the sort of him holding himself back has broken a little bit, and he's not enjoying it, but he's very practiced at this. And so, he's shot this fire, he's set the flame thing, the guy's made fun of him, he set his jacket on fire, and he wants to use smash and just sort of reach up with his firebending arms, and because the mast and the sails are on fire, he just kind of wants to pull it all down, just destroy the mast and throw fire onto the deck of this pirate ship.
Okay. Yeah, there is no way that the people underneath this are going to avoid it. Primarily, it is this earthbender that is underneath it. I feel that the fight that Jesse's having is happening at a different part of the ship.
I feel like it's this fight doesn't matter anymore. I need to get off this boat. I think that's what's happening. I'm like, I'm going to die with these pirates.
Yeah. The boat there is beginning to smolder a little bit, and I feel that your combatant turns around and takes focus entirely away from looking at you and starts trying to throw rocks on things, which is actually just creating holes in the deck. It's not helping, and there is a wide set panic. So Piandao sort of looks at the situation and goes, I see. And you see him kick up a piece of burning sail directly into the face of the firebender. And as he does, he just sort of grabs the back of Minfeng's jacket, coat, shirt.
I've got a vest over.
Vest.
Got a vest over robes.
Absolutely, it messes it up a little bit after you've just finished straightening up. And he just sort of leaps backwards. He lands relatively safely. You do pretty well in yourself in the way that you land. Just definitely not quite as...
it's not pretty.
It's not as pretty.
Oh, thanks, Captain.
And he sort of looks up, and the 2 mooks that were there is like, whole thing's on fire? And he says to the firebender, could you maybe get the engine started again?
Of course, Captain. I make a show of it. It's really flashy.
Excellent. There is a lot of panic going on the other ship. Georgie, if you think that the kid has something that they can do, NURO's got a plan on the way out.
Okay, well, I would actually really love to try and make some distance between us again with waterbending and pushing us away from the ship. So
sounds smashable.
Maneuver. Maybe that was the original one that I was...
Still technically advanced at attack, but if you want
smash,
to...
I could do smash.
We're in a space that we can do
Yeah,
it.
I guess if I could use the force of the smash.
Yeah, give us a roll, and let's in this case, I think it's relying on skills and training. Mm-hmm. So you're rolling with focus on this one.
5.
I really wanted this combat to end immediately there, but this kind of okay. I think what happens is the vessel is definitely on fire, and you're like, push us away. And you do the exact same thing to their ship as you did to your own ship, and you smother the fire. The good news is that the sail is still out of commission, but the I say bad news. The ship is now no longer going to sink in a comical fashion where it was going to dip and bob and go straight down with one of the gonks saluting off the bridge.
My toy broke. I'm just not...
Not about it. So the boat begins to motor along as everyone is stressed as to what's going on in the ship, and they cannot lay chase. At some point, I think that Piandao does a head count. He's like, "Where's the big fellow?"
TOMO. He ran squealing away like a child under the... Well, no, I can't say that either because you're fine. NURO, you were fighting. TOMO!
I tried.
I am trying to wipe the sweat off my brow and kind of make myself a bit more presentable. The big fella, is he or is he just sleeping? Like, do I need to tie him up to make sure he's secure and won't wake up again?
I mean, he's probably got a big comically black eye and he's got bumps on top of bumps on his head. But no, he's definitely not, as you so deftly put it, throat-slitting noise.
Okay, so I'll probably just be tying him up, make sure he's secure, take his sword away from him. Was he have to have? You get the idea. And then I kind of make my way up to the top and just a little bit. Oh, we won, hooray! Who's hungry?
Where's the other guy?
Oh, he tripped and fell. He's down there.
Oh, suppose we should tie him up or something.
That's an excellent idea.
Well, do you have any spare rope? I don't want to use mine.
Piandao just looks at you.
I'll find some downstairs. I go down and I'm
He just glares at me being like, your rope has been useless. Use it for something good.
Savage.
he thinks that. He didn't say that.
Oh, no, but you can read it all over his face.
Yeah, well, he sucks. Shut up.
I love Piandao. This guy rules.
He's an old man. What does he know?
As you
Go down and tie this rook up.
As you sail away from the now no longer burning wreckage, Piandao is picking up speed and says, it might take us a little bit longer, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get to Omashu by the morning. Get some sleep. Best of luck for whatever it is you got to do.
Aye, Captain.
And we'll end it there.
Great.
Aye, Captain.
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as NURO, Ted Darling as BANJI, myself, Jesse Thomas as FANG, and Ash Cooper as our Game Master. Our theme song and outro, The Book of War Remains, is by Matt Harrison, and additional sound effects and music are from zapsplat.com. You can follow us on Instagram at The Book of War Podcast, and you can find our Facebook group just by searching for The Book of War and Avatar Legends Real Play. Thank you for listening to episode 2. We know this one was a bit combat heavy, but we're still learning the rules. If you're playing at home, let us know. We'd love to hear about your games. Once again, the only reason these sort of things tend to spread is by word of mouth, mainly. So if you get the chance and you love the show, chuck us on in the car when your friends can't escape and force them to listen to us, or whatever dubious techniques you folks use to get people to listen to new podcasts. It's been a pleasure, and we will see you next time.
The Iron Mantis fly?
That's my
His
fighting
style.
I forgot. So that's great. That sounds so cool hearing it again for the third time, and I will forget.
I actually don't think we've declared it properly in episode, so maybe we'll go around and say our fighting style.
Yeah, everyone gets a fighting style. Right. So Iron
Fang's
Mantis
fighting style is Rope Fury.
Rope Fury.
Fury of Ropes.
You didn't come up with that name yourself.
I
surely.
didn't know. That's a Lucas special. Thanks.
No, we workshopped that as a group.
Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Someone else say their fighting style, please. God, I'm begging you.
NURO is from the Foggy Swamp. So life bender, I imagine. NURO bends the water in plants and living organisms and whatnot.
Swamp benders are so interesting to me, and
Yeah.
life bender sounds so cool.
I'm a life bender.
What BANJI do?
BANJI is a firewall. So because he's a guardian, his thing is you won't get past my firewall.
Right.
The thing is,
The thing is,
Doesn't know
you can
what you
try, but you're not going to get past my mom.